Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're unhauling a lot of books. I, in 2026, really want to get my physical TBR down. So if you saw my last video, we built some new bookcases, and in that process I decided that I was gonna unhaul any books that weren't bringing me joy. So whether that is a book that I have read and just didn't love, or don't feel like I need to keep anymore, or if it's a book that I just have absolutely no intention of reading, it's going. So if you can see me behind this massive stack of books, we're going to go through. I'm going to start with this stack right in front of me, which is all of the books that I have read, but for one reason or another don't want to keep. So let's go through these. I'm not going to talk at length about every single book in this pile because I feel like we would be here for hours. So I'm gonna just rapid fire maybe one sentence about each book. But let's start off with The Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. I have read this. I really enjoyed it. It's just not a book that I feel the need to keep. I don't think I'm ever gonna reread it, and it's not really like a trophy book that I feel like I need. So this one will be getting unhauled. Next, we've got The Deathless Skulls by Kieran Millward Hargrave. Now, this book I started to read several years ago, but just never finished it. I think I soft DNF'd it, and since then I've just never felt the urge to pick it back up. So this can go to another loving home. I will be getting rid of this one. Also, just to say as well, some of these will be going on my vintage, so I will link my vintage below. Others I will be giving to charity shops or just donating to like Goodwill, like free little libraries, depending on the condition of them, etc, etc. So yeah, this one I think I'll be donating. Next up is this gorgeous special edition of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. This is an exclusive edition and it is signed. It is a numbered copy. I have read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue and I adored it. I gave it 5 stars, but I don't feel like this is a second copy. I don't feel the need to keep 2 copies, but this has really beautiful edges and a completely exclusive redesigned cover with sprayed edges as well and beautiful foiling. Like this foiling alone kind of makes me want to keep it, but I am being ruthless. Next, that is getting unhauled is A Palace Near the Wind. I read this in December and it's just not a book for me, so this is going. Then we've got The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas by John Boyne. Obviously this is a classic. I read it many years ago. It's not something that I feel the need to keep. In fact, it was kept in a box for a few years rather than even being on my shelves. So now that it's come out of storage, I'm like, I don't need to keep this. So this one's going. It feels blasphemous to be talking about Christmas in February, but yeah, The Gingerbread Christmas Village, read it a couple of years ago, didn't love it, so this one's going. Then we've got Ghosted by Jen Ashworth. Now, I had such high hopes for this because the premise sounds so good and the cover is beautiful. But I just didn't love it. I DNF'd it. It wasn't for me. So someone else can have and love this one. Another book which I read and sadly did not love is Chocolat by Joanne Harris. This was my book club book in, was it December or was it January? It was a book club book a couple of months ago. And yeah, I didn't love it. Yeah, you can go back and see my views on this one, but yeah, it wasn't a book for me, so bye. Then we have The Atlas 6. I actually spoke about this very briefly in my book organisation video because I said that I was unhauling this one. I DNF'd this. I didn't enjoy it at all, so this is going along with The Atlas Paradox because I did in fact already have the sequel. So if you want them, you can have them. Another book by the same author, January's by Olivia Blake. I did actually quite enjoy this. I think I ended up giving it 4 stars. It's a collection of short stories Some of the stories I loved more than others, but this book still gives me hope for Olivia Blake's writing, because there were parts of this that I did really enjoy. So I'm just trying to find a book that gives me those vibes. This is the, I think it's the Waterstones. Yeah, Waterstones signed exclusive, sprayed edges. But yeah, I just don't feel the need to keep it. So someone else can have and love this one. And then lastly, oh, I feel like you can see me again. Lastly, in the pile of books that I have read and that I'm unhauling is The Naked Light by Bridget Collins. I read this last year and it was fine. It was, you know, there were aspects of it again that I loved. It's just not a book that I ever see myself rereading, or, you know, it wasn't a favourite, so I don't feel the need to keep it. But again, this is the Waterstones exclusive. It's got sprayed edges, so this will be going up on my Vinted. Okay, which side to go with next? Maybe we'll go with this side. So these are all books that are special editions that I have not read, but don't ever see myself reading. So there's no point of me hanging on to these. Other people can have and love these and just get more from them. So first up, we've got The Society for Soulless Girls by Laura Stephen. It is signed and numbered. So this is number 114 out of just 200 copies that were made. Sprayed edges, but yeah, just don't see myself reading this one. So that's going. Then we have the Waterstones Book of the Year special edition of The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse. Now, I'm not going to lie, this has been sat on my shelf. It just collects dust. Like, it is a gorgeous, gorgeous book. I've not read this particular copy, but I have actually read the story. And it is hopeful, it is inspiring. It came out just after the pandemic, so it was like just what people needed at the time. Very Winnie the Pooh-esque, but for a newer generation. But yeah, I will be unhauling this one. Book that I haven't read. This is a Fairyloot exclusive, Where Shadows Meet by Patrice Caldwell. Yeah, just don't see myself reading it. So why keep it? I feel so bad because I'm unhauling so many Olivia Blake books. Not all of them. I do still have One for My Enemy and Masters of Death because I do still want to read those. But Gifted and Talented, this is the Fairyloot edition. This is probably the one Fairyloot edition in the last year that has genuinely not excited me. So I'm going to be unhauling this. I do have it the original cover way around, but in case you wanted to see it, that is the exclusive Fairyloot cover. Oh, wait, you can't even see that. That is the exclusive cover right there. So it's reversible. How fun. Yeah, another one that will be going on my Vinted. Next up, we've got Kingdom of Souls by Rena Barron. This, I do think sounds really intriguing. I just don't ever see myself reach for it. It has been sat on my shelf for years and I've never once gone to pick it up. This, I think, was an Illumicrate book, so it does have stenciled edge. But yeah, I just don't think I'll get around to reading this one, so it's going. Then we have this gorgeous edition of To Cage a God by Elizabeth May. Now, I probably will read this book one day, but I haven't read any Elizabeth May books before, and I don't think that this is the one that I would naturally start with. I've got The Falconer on my shelf, so I'll probably start with that series, and then maybe come back to this one as just like a standard format edition if I do ever feel the want to pick it up. But someone else can get a lot of joy out of this because there are many, many people who love this author. So yeah, this can go to a good home. I feel like I'm giving away babies. I'm like, this can go to a good home. Next up, we have The Haunting of Moscow House by Alessia, this author, whose name I can't pronounce. So apologies for that. I'm not going to try. There we go. Yeah, again, just don't see myself reaching for this. It's not one that I feel excited to read. So I will be unhauling it, but it is a gorgeous, gorgeous edition. Like the sprayed edges and then the inside are beautiful. So yeah, this is one that someone else can get some joy out of It's just not a book for me. Then this is one that I really debated with because it is such a stunning, stunning edition. But I'm not going to lie, it's just sat on my shelf collecting dust. So it can go to a better home. This is Girl, Goddess, Queen by B. Fitzgerald. This is another Victoria Alisa edition. I don't think this one's numbered. I think this is just like a beautiful edition that they produced. But yeah, it's got a completely redesigned cover. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous sprayed edges. And all around it is just a gorgeous book. It's got a printed hardcover design as well. And then on the top, this is like completely unique and I've not seen this done before, but it has got metallic painted edges. You probably can't see that at all on camera, but they are gold metallic edges on the top and the bottom. So yeah, this is such a beautiful edition. This is Unlock the Dark by Sasa Hawke. Don't see myself picking this one up. It's got sprayed edges. So this one's going, along with A Dark and Drowning Tide. I have kept my Waterstones exclusive edition of this one because I do think I'll read it, but I just can't justify keeping 2 editions. So I'm going to unhaul the Illumicrate edition. I do really, really love the artwork on this hardcover. I think it's beautiful. And then the end papers on the inside and the hardcover there. It is a gorgeous edition. I just don't need to keep 2 copies. And then finally in my special edition pile is another locked library edition. This is The Legend of Menica or Monica. I'm not sure how you pronounce that properly. Again, don't see myself picking this one up anytime soon, so I will be unhauling this one, but it has very, very pretty sprayed edges. Okay, moving on now to more books that I have not read. These are just mostly standard editions or just like block sprayed edges. A lot of these I honestly will just be donating to charity shops because they're not in the best condition because they've been sat on my shelf for a long while. Let's just rapid fire through some of these. So we've got The Candle in the Flame by Nafisa Azad. The Muse by Jessie Burton. This is like the original hardcover. Again, this is another one I debated on because I have read The Confession by Jessie Burton, which I'm keeping my copy of. And I was like, oh, do I keep because they match? But I just don't see myself reading it in all honesty. So I am going to unhaul this one. Then we've got The Familiars by Stacey Halls. Gorgeous edition, sprayed edges, just don't see myself reading it. My tastes have changed from when I bought a lot of these. And then The Morning Necklace and The Maiden, both by Kate Foster. The Maiden actually has sprayed edges and I probably will sell these on Vinted because they're in quite good condition. Then we've got The Descendant of the Crane by Joan He. This was a Illumicrate book many years ago. Who Fears Death? This, again, just don't see myself reading anytime soon, but the premise of this does sound super intriguing. I think I just haven't picked it up because I've never heard anyone talk about it, which is terrible. I should be reading books because they sound amazing. But yeah, I just don't feel the urge to pick it up, you know? The Outcast Mage by Annabelle Campbell. I haven't read this one, but I do also have the paperback, so I do not need the hardback copy as well. And we've got The Sacred Space Between by Callie Reid. This is a very recent release, but I have the Locked Library exclusive edition of this, so I will be unhauling this standard hardback edition. Annoyingly, and I need to stop doing this, I pre-order a lot of my books for new releases, and then they'll pop up in a subscription box. So I end up with 2 copies. It's kind of a waste of money, in all honesty, and that is something I need to really crack down on. So yeah, maybe I just won't pre-order so many books, and if there is a special edition that I want, then I'll try and get it somehow after it's released. But yeah. The Orphanage of Gods, Helena Cogman. I hung on to this one for quite a long time because I thought, you know what, maybe I will read it. But the reviews of this are so bad that I don't think I will ever pick it up. So yeah, it's going. Sister Song by Lucy Holland. This is a signed first edition hardback copy of it. I just don't see myself reaching for it. It is already on my Vinted though. Then we've got The Queens of Innis Leah. This sounds so good and I'm reluctant to unhaul it, but it's been sat on my shelf for years and I still haven't picked it up. So it's just taking up too much space because it's quite big. So this is going to go. And then this was quite a recent purchase and it arrived damaged. So I'll honestly just replace this for a new hardback copy because yeah, it got bashed and soggy. So this one will go into the charity shop. I did get a refund on this, thankfully, but I just thought I'd include it because it was in the pile of books. So Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross, although I will be reading it and repurchasing it, this copy is getting unhauled. And then to finish off, we've got some paperbacks that I haven't read and don't see myself getting to reading anytime soon. So these ones are also going to be unhauled. We've got A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. I'm unhauling this one because if I read it, I'll probably get the editions that match because they've stopped printing these copies. Wild Magic by Tamora Pierce. This is an Illumicrate exclusive edition. The Waking Land by Callie Bates. I think this sounded really interesting at the time and I bought this when I first kind of started getting into fantasy, but it's just not something that I see myself picking up. And then we've got The Rebel of the Sands trilogy by Olwen Hamilton. Although I would really like to read it, I've just got so many other books that I think I'm going to end up prioritising. But having recently read An Ember in the Ashes and really enjoying that, I'm now like, do I want to read this? Because it's got similar vibes. But I think this is a bit more on the YA side, so yeah, just not sure if I'll get around to this. And then The Court of Miracles by Kester Grant. Again, it's a YA. My tastes have changed. I just don't see myself going to pick this up. So I will be unhauling this one. Wow. Like I say, I have been super, super ruthless in unhauling books because I needed to clear more space for new books to be able to display my favourites nicely. How many have I unhauled? Let's just count. 41 books that we have unhauled. So that is like step one of getting my physical TBR down, although some of those I've read. A lot of those were on my physical TBR. So I think at least like maybe 30 roughly down on my physical TBR, which is great. I now have the job of taking photos of some of these and listing them on Vinted and then running the others to charity shops to donate. So I'm going to go do that now. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bit of a different video, but I just thought I'd share. In exciting news, I do have a new series which I am planning for you, and that is a TBR Takedown series because I've got to get this TBR down. So the next video in this series that you will see is me counting and cataloguing every single book on my physical TBR. So do look out for that one. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.